and welcome to part 2 of my Universal Studios Florida trip. This video is going to be all about Halloween Horror Nights and my experience at my very first Halloween Horror Nights. So for this trip it was my brother and I, and we have never been to Universal Studios together. He's never been to Universal Studios at all, and neither of us have ever been to Halloween Horror Nights. So we arrived in Orlando in the late afternoon on our first day, and after checking into the hotel we went straight over to the park for Halloween Horror Nights, and our very first Halloween Horror Nights.
They didn't tell us today. Yeah, right? We're invited.
Struggling. I liked my poutine, but also I was just really hungry, so like I was gonna like anything. I do think, like you said, the portion to price ratio wasn't good enough.
Yeah, both of ours were $10.
Yeah.
And while it was good, it's like a $5 thing, but I'm also a cheap piece of shit.
Same.
So I don't really want to spend that much. I mean, I'm comparing it also to when I was buying food at Disney World.
You do get more for your money.
And I definitely felt like I got more for like a couple dollars more. So just like for that little bit of poutine, while it was good, I wouldn't get it again. 3 out of 5.
You got the vegan version, I got the regular version.
2.5 if I was in a bad mood.
Fair enough.
Oh look, a rainbow.
Aww.
I don't know if they can see it, but
It looks like it's coming out of the Transformer.
Optimus points the way.
Optimus is an ally. I gotta zoom in.
Optimus Prime fashion.
More like Optimus Pride.
Whoa! Hell yeah.
So although it was a Wednesday, people were already lining up for Stay and Scream by like 4:30. Since the Stranger Things house was a priority for us, we decided to also do the Stay and Scream. So our goal was to do Stranger Things first because we did plan on it having the longest line throughout the week. This was the only night we ended up doing Stay and Scream because we planned on doing the parks every single day, and we wanted to be able to have somewhat of a break, some downtime in between the park day and going to Halloween Horror Nights at night. Their own little sections.
Oh yeah, they're all see like how they have.
It's cute. The first night we were able to get through every scare zone, walk around, have some snacks, and we hit 4 houses. We started with Stranger Things and then went over to Chucky, which was pretty fun. I'd only seen the movies, and not even all the movies, but I hadn't seen the show, but there was some callbacks to some of the movies, like Bride of Chucky, which was really cool. I loved that house. I mean, it could have been longer, but I did like the scenes in that house. We also went through Monsters Unmasked and Blood Moon Offerings, which you've heard me say multiple times probably that it was my favorite house. The wait times were pretty quick because it was a Wednesday night, so we were able to get through 4 houses. So if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, I would recommend going on a Wednesday or a Thursday if you want to hit as much as possible, because Saturday night is going to be the busiest, especially now that we're in October. It is very cool. The first time I walked through it, I was like, oh my god. There's so many.
Trying butterbeer.
Oh, okay. Vegan version. What does it taste like?
It tastes like cream soda. Like a nice crisp cream soda.
That is so much better than what I remember.
What did it taste like when you got
It tasted more butterscotchy.
I wonder if it was
It might have been the cold foam that makes it taste
Cold
like
foam.
that.
Yeah.
Because it made it very sweet, but that's really good.
This is delicious.
I'm gonna drink so many of those this week. Delicious. So we just tried the vegan churritos, and it came with gelato, and like a coconut sauce on it.
Like a coconut sauce.
And Oreos on top. Hold on. Our resident vegan is going to tell us what he thinks. I thought it was really good.
Yo, what up? It was good. I liked it. Portioned pretty well. I think my only complaint would be I wish the churros were a little chewier.
I agree.
They were a little tough, and they were a little warmer and a little chewier, a little more cinnamon in there. I think it'd be a 5 out of 5. But I think overall portion and the taste, I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Nice. And we had butterbeer earlier. How was that?
So I can't have the foam topping, the actual butterscotch part, because it's not vegan. But the actual butterbeer itself is. So we got it, and that is some of the crispest cream soda I've ever had.
Agreed.
10 out of 10. Would have
Agreed.
again. I'm gonna spend like $80 on butterbeer.
That's fair. That's a reasonable thing to say.
Like, oh, what's that? I want something to drink. I'm gonna walk all the way over to the Wizard
Just for butterbeer.
Just for butterbeer.
I get it now.
That shit was crisp. Capital C.
With a puh. We also got to see the show Nightmare Fuel, which I didn't really have any expectations because I didn't know what it was about, but I was blown away by the pyrotechnics, the acrobatics. The show itself was just amazing. And the show opened up with a My Chemical Romance song, so I'm like, did they know I was coming? Because, like, that's my jam. So on our second night, we arrived later than we did the first night, so we probably showed up around like 6:37 right after the park opened for HHN because we wanted to avoid that stay and scream wait. We started with the Exorcist house, which was fun, even though I've never seen the original at that time, and this was for the new movie that hasn't come out yet, but it was still pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, the time might drop as the night goes on, so it's only, literally only now.
That's not too bad.
That's over towards that way,
And then after that, we hit up a couple more houses that had lower wait times, like Yeti Campground, which was really fun. I really liked that one. And The Darkest Deal, which strong lack of the devil went down to Georgia, but that was like the same kind of vibe. Like, he made a deal with the devil, become a better musician, but it was a guitar player, so I understand, but I would have liked a fiddle competition. And the crowds weren't too bad for being a Thursday night, so we got to just kind of like walk around and just enjoy the vibes. We took everything at our own pace, which made it more enjoyable. And we arrived at dark this time, which made the event feel even spookier. On our third day, which was a Friday, the crowd started to get a little heavier, which we expected. And this was the night we were going to try to do The Last of Us, which we did expect to have the longest wait time aside from Stranger Things, which it did. It was probably a little over an hour we waited for that house. Focus. I feel like I always look greasy.
We're in Florida.
To be fair, yeah, we are in Florida. It's always
everybody's
sweaty.
here. Everybody here is greasy.
So far we've done 2 houses tonight. We did Dr. Oddfellows, we just finished, and then The Last of Us.
Yep.
So we only have 1 house we haven't done yet, and that is Dueling Dragons, which we'll see if we get to it. We're kind of just like chilling for a bit because our feet hurt from standing in long lines, because those were long lines.
Yeah, they're both an hour.
So we're just hanging out with our boy Millhouse here. Thrill Ho.
Thrill Ho.
Millpool. Kind of looks like you, Poindexter. But yeah, so we're just gonna chill and then maybe see if there's any rides that like have decent wait times. We'll grab another snack later, but I haven't really been like doing vocal updates, so it's mostly just a vibes video. But it's cool, we're cool. Okay, what do you want to do?
Well, Gringotts is still 35 minutes.
You want to go over there?
Maybe we could do that.
That sounds good. So since we were trying to finish up the houses we hadn't been to yet, Friday was a lot of waiting in line with The Last of Us. We finished up with Dr. Oddfellows, and Dueling Dragons was the last house we hadn't been able to do yet. We didn't get to walk around the park as much as we had been the first 2 nights, but we still had another night left. So that's why we did all of our waiting on Friday night. One thing I do recommend, and we did this, was grab a snack before waiting in a long line like Stranger Things or The Last of Us, because you're gonna be waiting there hour plus maybe, unless you get there like first thing, and even still, it's always gonna be a wait. So we grabbed some of the walking tacos, which were so good and so filling. Like, for the price, I think they were $10. There was a lot in there, so if you need something heavier, grab the walking tacos. And then we just ended up having a couple extra drinks and snacks throughout the night before calling it quits and heading back to the hotel to get some rest. So Saturday night was packed. Like, there was a lot of crowds, which again, you have to go in expecting that because it's a weekend. So you're gonna see a lot of locals doing the Saturday night because just something to do, especially with teenagers. There's a lot of teens on Saturday night. So because at this point we were able to get through all 10 houses, we decided to use Saturday to just walk around, grab some snacks, go through the scare zones again, hit up a couple of our favorite houses that we were able to wait for, which was Blood Moon Offerings and Yeti Campground again, which I'm glad we did because you get to see more details as opposed to that first time you go through, you're kind of being rushed through because you're in a line of people, so you don't get to see everything, but you still get scared because sometimes you forget where like the scare actors were. Because we knew it was our last night, we kind of just walked around and just immersed ourselves in the HHN vibes. What was your favorite haunted house?
Blood Moon Dark Offering.
I agree, I think it's very underrated.
It's got a nice vibe to it.
Very spooky.
Very just walking through the town in the beginning.
Unsettling.
Yeah. Creepy.
Yes.
I think it captures the creepy part more so than the other houses do.
Yeah. Second favorite.
Yeti Campground Hills.
I like that one too. I like Stranger Things a lot though. So that was the first one we did on Wednesday. So we've done every other house since then.
Yep, we managed to do all 10 houses.
What would you put at the bottom of your list? Because it'd be taking a long time for us to do 1 through 10 right now.
Like the Chucky house more.
That's fair.
I mean, granted, it's based off the show. Well, I haven't seen the show. So I kind of didn't get as much out of it as I was hoping. I've seen the first 4 movies, so it was nice to get a little callback to like Bride of Chucky in there.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that scene.
I think that was probably a lot of the licensed sounds. I probably put at the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're cool. Like The Exorcist one was cool, but all they had to go off of was the trailer, and it didn't really tell a complete story.
Yeah, and I've never seen the original, so like for that one, The Last of Us, I've never seen.
The Last of Us was longer. It
Yeah.
felt short, especially for the amount of time you waited for it. Like,
Yeah, that was
kind of short.
Was that the longest wait we did?
I think so. It was an hour.
It was a little over an hour.
Not
maybe.
counting the Stranger Things, because we did the stay-in stream.
Yeah, so I
The
would.
stay-in stream, we got there around 4:30.
Yeah, so like that was a long wait, but we were doing the stay-in stream. That's why.
Yeah, and we wanted to hit the Stranger Things house first because it was going to have one of the longest.
Yeah, I wish that like I could just like walk through, because like you can see little details the second time. Like we got to do Blood Moon and
Yeti.
Yeti twice, so we got to see more details on the second time.
Yeah, I
because
think-
you kind of are aware of the jump scares at that point.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Most of the time.
I still got, a couple of them got me in the Yeti campground one. I still got, a couple of them still got me in the one as well.
I'm surprised they haven't gotten me as much as they have. Like,
Well, it's
I
just
usually...
more just like, it's just a loud voice.
Yeah, or like just
like,
sneaky. You
yeah.
gotta be sneaky for you to get me.
You know, I would love to just take a tour of the house.
Yes.
You know, or something
Especially
like
the
that.
Stranger Things one.
Just kind of pick up on the details, but that's obviously unrealistic.
Yeah. Halloween Horror Nights has been
It's been fun.
very good.
The scare zones have been cool, the vibes are cool,
Obviously, Vamp 69 is the best
snacks
scare.
are cool, you know, it's just, wish there was more.
Yeah.
Wish there were more scare zones. I feel like there's not
Yeah.
enough.
No. There should be one in like every little area.
Yeah, right?
Get over it. Go hide somewhere.
Straight up.
But we're waiting for dessert. And I think that would be the wrap of our vacation.
And the slow walk back.
Oh god.
Ugh.
I'm not walking ever again. Like, it's decided. I'm literally just gonna like crawl everywhere from now on. It's been cool. Halloween Horror Nights, our very first Halloween Horror Nights.
I call it a success.
Very much so. We did a great job. I'm proud of us.
Go us.
My feet hurt, my knees hurt. I'm tired.
Until the next theme park vacation.
Theme park.
Theme fuck.
Theme park.
Theme park.
Until the next theme park adventure.
Well,
Being able to experience Halloween Horror Nights was definitely a bucket list item for us. Since we're both big Halloween people, this trip was definitely worth it. We purchased the Frequent Fear Pass, which granted us access to Halloween Horror Nights every night during our trip, and it would have been throughout September as well, but we're not locals, so just for the length of our trip, it was worth it. And I think doing the multiple day passes are worth it because trying to get through every single house and scare zone and try everything in one night is really hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would be exhausting. Like, you would be going at it. I feel like you wouldn't get to enjoy anything because you're constantly moving through things. But if you're only going for one night, I would just prioritize which houses are most important to you to do and just go with the flow. Just be aware that you're probably not going to get to everything, you're not going to try everything, but that's okay as long as you still get to enjoy the experience. As far as my favorite houses, Blood Moon Offerings was definitely my favorite. I didn't know what to expect going into the house, and it was just eerie and creepy, and if you've been in the house, there's like this one opening that's just really unsettling, and I just really enjoyed that house. So did my brother. He was also a big fan of that house. Of course, because I'm a Stranger Things fan, I really liked that house. I wish I had gotten more time to walk through it, or maybe a second run through, but unfortunately, you don't really get that opportunity. But there was a lot of really cool details, especially having the character actors in there. I won't spoil too much, but it was pretty cool. The houses are just so detailed that you need at least a second time to go through to see all those details, because the way the system works is you're going in line behind people, so you're gonna see some of the jump scares before they get to you. You're not gonna be able to see everything, which it happens, but it was still pretty cool. I guess if you're really, really scared, I wasn't even that scared. I get scared a couple of times, but for the most part, it wasn't as scary as I expected it to be. And I had never been to a haunted house in my entire life before. So HHN was my first one. But yeah, so that was our time at Halloween Horror Nights. I would love to be able to go again. If I could go every year, I would, because I love Halloween. But let me know what you guys thought about Halloween Horror Nights, what your favorite houses were. If you're going, what are you most excited for? Or if you've been in the past. That's it. So that wraps up this video and my trip to Universal Studios Florida. I had a lot of fun, and it was a great way to kick off spooky season. So until next time, thanks for watching, and see ya.